Great cities don't happen by accident. It's going to take all of us to make daily intentional decisions to see Henderson become the place that we love for generations to come. Welcome to the For Henderson podcast, where we share stories of the people in our community who are helping build a great city and showing us every day that they are for Henderson. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the For Henderson podcast. Now, usually I'm going to have a guest with me here on the podcast, but for this first episode, I just wanted to get on here and share a little bit more about who I am for anyone who may not know and why we're doing this at all. So, my name is Josh Stanley. I am a Hendersonian, and I love where I live. Now, I did not actually grow up in Henderson. I am a transplant. But my dad was born and raised here, and when my wife and I got married, we moved to Henderson pretty much right away. We had a plan to leave. We didn't think that this was going to be our forever home, but as soon as we got here, we sort of fell in love with the people and the community and the city of Henderson, and now we are raising our family here. We don't have any intentions of leaving anytime soon, and this is just kind of where we feel like we want to call home now. We have 3 little kids, small children, and we want to raise them here in Henderson, and we want this to be a place that they can call home, and we want this to be an incredible place for them to grow up. Now, I am not an expert in cities. I'm not an expert in city government or city planning or anything like that. That's not what this podcast is about, but I am an expert in being a resident of Henderson. I am a Henderson resident. I love being a Henderson resident, and that's where I'm coming from. Just a sincere place of Hendersonian. I am not an expert on what it takes to build a great city, but I am a participant in building a great city, and that's why we're here. So what is quote unquote for Henderson all about? Well, I believe that there are some incredible stories happening around our community that need to be shared. Stories from people who are building really cool things, investing in our city in unique and creative ways that maybe nobody's heard about yet. And now listen, I know that Henderson is not a perfect place. This is not some utopia that only place in the world that's absolutely perfect. No community is perfect. I'm not going to pretend that that's the case, but I do want to create this space for people who are choosing to be here, choosing to be intentional about building a great city, people who are choosing to invest in our community, and people who are choosing to be for Henderson. And those people who are choosing this have some really cool stories to share, and I just want to create an opportunity to share those. So that's kind of why I went the video podcast route instead of, any other route that I could have taken, because I believe that in the world that we live in, the culture that we have today, there's so many opportunities for quick little sound bites and pretty quote graphics on social media and pithy one-liners that can go in, a newspaper, on a Facebook post, or, wherever. But when you sit down with the appropriate amount of time to truly hear someone's story, to hear where they're coming from, to hear their heartbeat for what it is that they're passionate about, what they care about, what they're investing in, I believe that there's some really, really cool things that can come out of that. And hearing their story in its full context, in their own voice, in ways that are minimally edited and fully kind of them, sincere, authentic, then we can really start to see their heartbeat, and we can start to see how these stories are truly shaping the community that we live in, the city that we call home. And as we listen to people who are actively showing us that they are for Henderson, that they are investing in our community, I hope that it will inspire more people to step into their areas of expertise, areas of passion and skill, and to contribute just in the ways that they've been designed to do. So as we go on this journey, we're going to hear from some well-known voices that you or most of the community may recognize, but we're also going to hear from some obscure voices that maybe haven't had their story shared, or who have been living behind the scenes, just kind of quietly investing in our community in ways that maybe we don't even know about. We'll talk to entrepreneurs and business owners, faith and nonprofit leaders, government leaders, educators, creators, organizers, people who are just doing really cool things in Henderson and that can inspire more of us, myself included, to just roll up our sleeves, get involved, and show that we too are for Henderson. So why does any of this even matter? Well, I believe that great cities don't happen by accident. A great city doesn't just appear on a map. Great cities, like I believe Henderson to be, are built on purpose through intentional efforts from people who live there. And it's going to take all of us to make daily intentional decisions to see Henderson become the place that we love for generations to come, for our kids, for our grandkids, for our friends and family, and anyone that we care about, to be able to live and grow up in a community, in a city that they love. So what's next? Well, I've already had several really cool conversations leading up to the release of this podcast, and I already have several others on the calendar. And I'm just excited to get started and to start to hear these stories, share these stories with our community, and to see what these stories inspire to happen next. Now, no spoilers. I'm not going to share exactly who's coming on just yet. But if any of this sounds interesting to you, I would just ask that you like, subscribe, share with someone who may not have heard about this yet, whatever that looks like for you. And I would love if you would just step onto this journey with us and be a part of being for Henderson. Now, look, you're not going to agree with everything I have to say on this podcast. You're not going to agree with everything my guests have to say on this podcast. I'm not going to agree with everything every guest has to say on the podcast. But that's not necessarily the point. We don't all have to agree to belong here in Henderson. Wherever you are, from whatever perspective you're coming from, if you are for Henderson, for our community, for the people here, and are passionate about seeing our community thrive, then this is a podcast for you. So I hope that you'll come on this journey with us, and I hope that together we can build a great city for many years to come. So welcome to the For Henderson movement. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and thanks for being for Henderson. Thanks for listening, and thanks for being for Henderson. Because great cities don't just happen, they're built. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening, and let's keep building ours together.